We should boycott Christmas. That's what's going to hurt them. Fine, we can't all do a general strike. I get it. Let's boycott Christmas. We don't need material things anyway. It's 2025. Do you really want to buy all this stuff from the companies that laid everyone off this year? I don't think so. What we want is more time anyway, with our families, with our friends. If you work that day, call off, call in sick. Let's boycott Christmas. We can do this. Let's hurt them where it really counts. Come on, we got this.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons why I really don't think this will work. But one of the things that I think people don't realize the domino effect that kind of happens when you do this kind of thing. It's kind of like when people did that whole like boycott of Target and Target sales reduced. What did they end up doing? They ended up laying off more people. And the pain is always put on the consumer. So it's like the less sales that they have, the more likely they are to either up the cost of each of the products that they have, so that way they can make up for the low sales, or to let go of more employees. So I mean, I don't know. Boycott the holidays. I don't know. I don't know if I see that like actually working and having a great benefit. What do you think?
I think if it's one specific company that it has a mass following of people that want to boycott it, it could work. Yeah. She's speaking general. I don't know if she's speaking about companies general specifically. It sounds like she's saying generally just for people to not shop for Christmas.
Yeah.
Which that's not going to work. But yeah, if it's one specific company, yeah, you're right. They're going to end up losing employees or whatever. But I mean, that's what they call the ends justify the means. So yeah, you're going to lose a few people. They'll get fired. But overall, you're going to succeed in achieving your overall mission, which whatever that is. I don't know what that is. But.
Do you think it's worth it?
I don't know what she's talking about specifically. So, but if you're talking about like, so there's some company that like, okay, let's look at Budweiser, Bud Light. So once Bud Light did that whole ad campaign that people just were not, their base was not rocking with.
I mean, they were actually crazy for doing that ad. Like it was so polar opposite.
Yeah, like, but the point is, when they did it, how did people express their dissatisfaction? They stopped buying it. Stock price plummeted.
Yeah.
That's essentially the same thing. It's a boycott. I'm not buying Bud Light. I'm going to go buy whatever. I don't know. Natty Light. I don't know if it's the Mexican company that makes it. But
yeah.
So it can work in mass.
I guess the reason why I was kind of against it is because it seems like the meaning that she's trying to do is that she's trying to hurt the company because she's believing that these companies are really hurting the people, is what it seems like it's about.
Yeah, it sounds like
and I'm like, well, if you really care about the people, then you realize that you doing it is going to hurt a lot of people too. So that's kind of like my thought process when she says that is like, okay, well, if your whole purpose is to get back at companies that are hurting people, what you're doing, in fact, is going to hurt people. But like you said, if the ends justify the means, it might be worth it to her.
All right, it's Monday, November 3rd.
Someone took a trip back to the 90s.
I've seen a couple of people post this morning about a big, beautiful boycott. So I need to dig in and get some details on that. But they're talking about, not spending money over the holidays. That's easy for me to do, to not spend money. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. Most of my family's still back in Ohio, and I just got to see all of those guys. Had an amazing week with them. It was really wonderful. But I think something like, and I'm just making this up, I don't know if it's true or not. It just seems like, doing something like a big, beautiful boycott over the holidays could be really tricky if you have kids and you're trying to explain to them, why their Christmas or Thanksgiving are going to be less than because of what's going on in this country. Could be a teaching moment, depending on how old your kids are and how snotty they are and selfish that you've raised them. But for me personally, I am not going to spend jack shit between now and the end of the year. Okay. I'm going to spend nothing. I will go to the deli in North Beach for my friend Shahana before I head down there for Thanksgiving, because that's a big treat for them each time that year. But that's a locally owned Italian deli here in San Francisco, so I feel good about that. But as far as like stuff from Amazon, stuff from Walmart, ordering just crap to give to people for Christmas and spending money on that kind of stuff, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do any of that.
So what do you think of old rock star over here?
I know, right? So I have a better understanding now. I didn't realize it was there's a so the big beautiful boycott. So So I was looking at that really quickly. Essentially, it's a collective people-powered movement that encourages consumers to leverage their spending power to hold corporations accountable for unjust practices, such as rolling back diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives. So it's like a form of, they say, consumer activism and economic resistance. So I want to look up to see how it's fared in the past. While I do that, feel free to share your opinion.
First off, this guy seems like a cool guy.
He does.
He's very chill. I don't know, man. Now it seems kind of impossible not to spend when I go out. Even when I'm simply buying something from the grocery store, I feel like I always end up spending at least like $15. So, I mean, is he only talking about, like, products? Is what it seems like he's only talking about? Because he mentioned the deli, like him just, I'm just going to go to the deli. So I'm like, I don't know. What is this big, beautiful, what's it called?
Big Beautiful Boycott.
Boycott, okay. It sounds like Big Beautiful Bill.
That's the play on the Big Beautiful Bill. That's what it is.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just now, like I said, I feel like it's just hard to walk out the store without paying for anything. So I mean, if they can find a way to make it work, I mean, I'm all for that. I mean, I think that's good.
So
I just don't see, like, in my everyday life, and I'm not even a person who buys a whole bunch of stuff. It's just that things just end up costing money. Like, you walk in the store, you got to get this, you grab this, like,
yeah.
Before you even realize you spent $20 on nothing.
No, it's on something though. So let's make a distinction here, because okay, there's necessities.
Yeah.
We have to buy necessities. We have to buy food. Duh. Yeah. But I think what this is about, if I'm not mistaken, is more so non-necessities. We're gonna do a video, and I don't know if we're gonna put it out before or after this one, but it's about this whole thing that people are going crazy over, these Starbucks bear cups. Have you heard about that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well.
But I'll figure it out. No, nothing about that. Nothing.
I have to really stop interpreting people going, I really know what you're talking about. Because I do that. Okay, they're following me. No, they're not. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
So I'll give you a really quick, so they know, so you guys know too, right? Starbucks, of course, the genius move. They released a limited edition Starbucks barista cups, or they're more so. Yeah, the cups with like a lid you can twist on with a straw, and people are losing their minds. Grown adults are fighting over these things inside Starbucks stores. And now, because they're limited edition, Starbucks stores are running out. And so now people are posting them online for like $500. What's my point? My point is people buy shit they don't need all the time. It's stupid. And so I think the idea behind this movement is for people to not buy, like he said, a bunch of crap you don't even really need or care about.
That's true.
That's what it really comes down to. So could it work if people all together said, yes, we're not going to buy all this crap? Yeah, I think it could work. We'll buy the necessities. We'll buy the essentials, but we're not going to buy all the extras. And will that affect companies' bottom lines? Yes, it will. Will there be ramifications on people?
Yeah.
Yes, there will be. But overall, I think whatever the goal is, I don't know if the goal will be reached or not, but it'll have some impact.
Fair enough.
So where y'all at with this whole cancel Christmas, cancel Thanksgiving, cancel Black Friday, cancel all the holidays type of deal? Because I know where I'm at. I like we told y'all after it happened, we took care of business. We stood on business last November. And all the protests and all the fighting and all of that, we said we was taking a back seat to that. We're going to let the people reap their benefit that they chose, right? I ain't canceling nothing. I ain't changing nothing. Ain't no protest for me. Why should I cancel anything? Why should my happy times be canceled? So you expect us to have horrible holidays and to suffer through the holidays for your decision? No. Y'all got it.
Okay, I see what she's talking about. She's saying people that voted for the current president. But those people, never mind, because those people aren't the ones that are calling for this.
Yeah.
Never mind. So I don't know what she's talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's just talking about, like, the people that we just talked about in the last clip that are talking about boycotting the holidays.
Yeah. But she said that you got what you wanted, which means what? You see what I'm saying? I won't throw you off. Go on with whatever you're going to say before.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Yeah. Here's the thing. It's kind of like what we talked about in the beginning. When we did a flight video based on people's flights and how no one really cared about the government shutdown until it started affecting them going on vacation and stuff like that. Everyone operates in their own self-interest. Am I mad that someone who gets off of a hard day's work decides that, hey, I actually want to spend my money the way that I want to spend my money? No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. But one of the things that I can say is that in order to make things work, like a boycott, you got to have these kind of people involved. Like, it's everybody is necessary, and if you have just a couple heads who aren't going to make it work, it's going to be really hard. Because in order to affect the bottom line, because here's the thing, when you're servicing big corporations like Walmart and Target, they cater towards the every middle class person, right? The normal person. So in order to affect their bottom line, you got to have people en masse not doing it, opposed to something where you have like Neiman Marcus, where there's a select few people who buy it. But if those people stop buying it, like in a small amount, it's gonna really drive it home. So I mean, I don't know. I think this is, like I said, it's one of those things that complicates things, that make it hard to have a mass boycott when you have people that have that kind of mindset. But I'm not mad at it, because I'm a firm believer in not telling people how to spend their own money. That's why one of the things where I know like a lot of people have a thing against people who are rich and who make a lot of money. And yeah, I mean, I'm just always been an advocate for people should spend their money the way that they want to spend it. Because a lot of times when I see people get their money, the last thing that they're thinking about is everyone else. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, if you are going to boycott the holidays, leave a like, leave a comment. If you are going to leave them to do it, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, boycott if you want to.